Hello, it's Echo, and welcome to another video. Today, I am once again collaborating with my very good friend Zombie, and we are doing a OC redesign challenge. We each dug around in some of our old art and found 3 cringy pieces that we think the other person would enjoy. And if you enjoy this video, consider leaving a like. Now let's get into it. I want to say this is from like 2021 or 2022 probably.
Whoa, that is old. Whoa, oh my god. Okay, he they? Okay,
he they. That's by OC Edward.
He they.
He still exists, but
Love it.
I feel like things have changed quite a bit since then. And then we have my OC Jade, which also still exists, but she looks completely different. This is basically a different person. She's very emo,
legs,
okay? Yeah, I don't know why she's like as tall as the Empire State Building. I'm not really sure. And then here we have, I don't really know who this is. I think Lucius.
Lucius? Okay.
Yeah.
This is my... So first, okay, the first guy, the Sharky guy. Oh my god. This used to be like my old persona back on YouTube, like before. Like, I think this is the time that I was like a Minecraft YouTuber, kinda, slightly, I think. And that was like my tea before. So next one, this is you know what's so funny about this art piece is because this is supposed to be like a Steven Universe OC. I remember, I think she's like some sort of like lepidocrite or something. Last one, this is
anime schoolgirl.
My gosh, yeah, this is like really old. This was like November 14 of like 2019, and her name, nothing actually. She doesn't even have a name. It's actually for Hughvember apparently. Okay, I'm gonna first choose which one I'm gonna pick.
Okay, so do you choose Edward, Jade, or Lucius?
Of course I'm here for the guy, but I really want to do non-binary T thing. So I'm gonna go with Edward. Go with Edward.
I'm gonna go with what is the gem's name again?
Lepidocrite? I don't know.
I'm gonna go with her.
Whoa,
she's really
adventurous.
speaking
She has, like,
to me.
A lot of detail.
I know. This is very difficult to like, get into the details of this design, but I think I'm capable. I really believe in myself.
I think you're capable. Thank you so much for participating with me. Let's get on with the actual drawing process.
Finally, we are on to the speed paint, and let me tell you guys, this design took me forever to nail down. I'm gonna show on the screen right now some of the design concepts that I was flipping around with because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go the Steven Universe gem route or if I wanted to stick closer to the original piece that I was given. And I kind of decided to mesh those two ideas together because if you actually look at lepidocrite, I think is how you say it, you will see that it is not like this glowy pink gem. It is kind of this clear gem with these little red splatters in it, almost like blood. So I definitely knew that I wanted to make the character more edgy and more grungy instead of like magical princess fairy girl. Another thing that I really struggled with was the pose. And I was originally going to do this pose, and then I decided on this one. These came from like the same set of photos, by the way, so I'm using these as reference. Shout out to this cosplayer, which I actually learned from Zombie, is a cosplay of this show that's kind of like Steven Universe. So that was like a cool little bit of information I didn't know, kind of like an Easter egg. And I was really struggling with this pose at first. You could see the photo clip in for a second because the arm and the leg just were not looking in the right position. So I kind of used the photo to help me figure out where to place those. Here I am going into the clothes, and this is also another thing I really flip-flopped between what kind of outfit I wanted her to have. I was originally gonna do no skirt, and then I brought the skirt back, and I was gonna do shorts at one point, but I decided that the dress was a very integral part of this character design, so I kept it, and I decided to go with this kind of transparent skirt. I wanted this piece to feel very flowy, very magical, so it would still have those elements of the original piece. Another thing that was really, really difficult for me was figuring out the color palette because the original piece was so pink and glowy with these kind of blue vine elements. I definitely knew I wanted to change the colors up because, like I said, the gem that this is based off of looks nothing like the original No Shade Zombie. But the gem is not pink, it is clear and red, so I wanted to lean more red than pink. And with that, I felt like the red that I was using wasn't really working with the blue, so I once again changed that out. But I still wanted to keep some little bits and pieces of that, so I went with blue, purple, and pink, kind of fading into each other. You'll see when I get to the actual coloring process. I also really tried to keep in some of the gem elements. Like you can see on her arm, I have kind of this like thing that goes around it, like kind of like a bracelet but for her upper arm, and I was thinking of like a storyline that I could use with this, like maybe this is what gives her her powers or something, but I end up taking that away just because when I went to render I found that it was too bulky and it just wasn't really fitting with the rest of the piece. And here you can see I decided to download a texturing pack for the very first time. And I also downloaded a hair pack, like a braiding pack, because I originally started drawing the braids and then I was like, absolutely not. This is going to take me forever. And this piece still did take me forever because I was just so back and forth with my decisions. This piece took me over 10 hours, and that is very, very, very rare for me to spend that long on a drawing. So I really put my heart and soul into this because I wanted this to be a complete transformation, and I wanted this to be really, really cool and unique. Instead of going with a deep, really saturated blue, I decided to go with this lighter and more sky blue. Not only does this up the contrast on everything, but I also feel like it makes it look more magical somehow. I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts about that. And here I am rendering the hair and the face, and oh my goodness, guys, this took me forever. I think the rendering definitely, well, the sketching also took a long time. I'm not sure which one took longer, but I felt like I was rendering this hair for maybe like 10 years of my life. It was so long and tedious, like going in and having to render every little like braid segment, you know. But I think it turned out really good. I really like how the hair looks. I think it's really flowy and magical. I was worried that with the braid brush it would make it look a bit stiff and not like it was blowing in the wind, but I think it turned out decently fine. Yeah, I'm also going in and adding the shadows, or just like some shadowy lighting, I guess, before I'm going in and doing like the actual shading. But yeah, you can see on the skirt, you can see like the legs through the skirt. I really wanted to nail that kind of transparent effect. I've really been loving doing that lately, making the clothes look really like shiny or transparent, kind of like organza. I really, really love that fabric. I would love to have like a dress like this, maybe an even longer one. I think having like a knee, or not a knee length, like an ankle length dress with like this kind of see-through fabric would be so cool. But yeah, I'm rendering the clothes right now, and I decided to add lots of like purple into the fabric and like into the shadows, and I think that really kind of brings the blue in as well, because you know, pink, blue, purple, red, blue, purple, you know. So I kind of wanted to give some harmony to the entire piece. And here I'm actually starting to render the hair, and I struggled with this quite a bit as well because in the original she had gem hair, and I really wanted to keep that at the beginning, but realistically I just don't think it would make sense because the rest of the character, that, you know, my version of the character was not really that gem centered. So I ended up taking that out and just doing an updo like the original picture. She has an updo, And yeah, I am really happy with this kind of ponytail moment. I definitely knew from the very beginning that I wanted her to have some sort of unique hairstyle just because I wanted to do something a bit different. I feel like I've been pretty boring and pretty safe with my hair choices and clothing choices lately, so I kind of wanted to push past that with this piece. And you can see also in the hair I'm trying to include some purple to kind of bring that blue up to the top of the drawing as well. I found this really pretty lace on Google, and I'm just overlaying that on top of the dress so I don't have to painstakingly draw each and every little detail myself. So yeah, this piece is a little bit of photo bashing, and I was also gonna photo bash the background, but I decided not to do that. And I'm so happy with how the pattern on the dress came out because it was really looking boring to me, and I was kind of unhappy with it with no pattern on it. But then the pattern, I really felt like she kind of came to life in a way. Like it gave her some personality. Like, who is she and what vibe does she have? I wanted her to feel very kind of dark and grungy and a little bit dangerous, and I feel like this kind of lacy pattern with the sheerness of the dress kind of nails that. Now I'm working on the sword. The sword handle area was specifically tricky because of the way that the hand was. I have never drawn a hand in this position before, and like holding something like this was a little bit tricky to wrap my brain around, but I think I did okay. Definitely could use some improvement on that. So you know what, soon I might need to brush up on like some hand studies or something. But yeah, you can see the thing is still on her arm, this little bracelet wrap thing, and that will be going away very shortly because it just was really clashing with everything else. I think I could have made this work if I maybe just changed the colors up a little bit, but you know, you live and you learn. I'm going and adding all of the glowy bits and the highlights. I wanted to add this kind of like sign of magic from her sword, the swipe of magic, and I add that. And I played around with some brushes and made a background, and I'm adding in the dark shadows. Here I am getting rid of the little bracelet thing and making sure the lighting is all good. And that is basically it. Now let's get on to the reveal. Okay, so here we are again. After a few days, we have both completed our pieces. How are you feeling?
I think I'm doing pretty nicely. I have like a bunch of ideas that I placed onto this work, so I'm really excited for you to see it.
Okay, I'm really excited for you to see mine too. Are you ready?
I am ready.
So, for reference, what I had to work with was this gorgeous lady here, right?
Oh, yes!
And what I did with her is this.
Whoa! Whoa! Wait! Whoa! This is so good!
Thank
Wow!
you. I changed it a lot. But I think it was good changes. I think they were necessary.
I like what you did with the braids. Wait.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
wow.
wanted like a very unique hairstyle, so I thought like the two braids would look cool. And also I feel like they kind of feel like plants or like vines with the character, because in your original design you had these vines. They were blue and they were like wrapping around the whole character. So I kind of wanted to carry that in with the shape language and stuff.
Oh, I gave him a makeover, and this is what I could think of for my rendition. Booyah!
Unfortunately, that is all the time I have for this video, so if you want to see Zombie's finished drawing, make sure you go check out his channel. It will be linked in the description and on screen now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. We are so close to hitting 2,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed once again, and I will see you next time. Bye!